I watched this horror movie and it made me realize something uncomfortable about the world we live in now. And I don't mean nostalgia, I mean something feels wrong. Off is a better way to put it. Something feels off. The way we live now, the way we connect, the way we spend our lives, it feels empty sometimes. After watching this movie, I realized that I don't belong in this world anymore. And no, not in a suicidal way. And the craziest part is a Japanese horror movie explained that feeling better than anything else I've ever seen. This is your host, Black Casper, and I take the grim lessons from horror movies and try to apply them to real life. And today, we're talking about the movie Pulse. Spoilers ahead. I was born October 5th, 1994, so I got to experience two completely different worlds, and yes, I'm a millennial. The first world was before the internet took over everything, and I know people hear that and they instantly think, okay, Grandpa, here comes the nostalgia, but I'm being serious here. Life genuinely felt different. The internet existed, but it wasn't your identity. It wasn't where your entire social life lived. Okay, you still had to physically go outside and interact with people. I remember riding bikes with my friends for hours or playing outside, going to malls, movie theaters, arcades, Blockbuster, before Netflix destroyed Blockbuster, or maybe Blockbuster destroyed themselves, but that was the world that we lived in. You know, even Redbox, going to Redbox was a big deal. You actually had to show up to exist in someone's life. And because of that, relationships felt real. They were authentic. And I'm not saying they were perfect, but they were real. Now, compare that to today. People don't hang out. They send reels. People don't call anymore. They text. People don't experience moments. Okay, people aren't present. Okay, they record them. And the weirdest part is that we have more access to each other than ever before. Yet people seem lonelier than they've ever been. And Pulse, the movie Pulse that I just talked about, understood that years before social media became what it is now. Pulse is a Japanese horror movie about people discovering strange websites connected to ghosts. At first, it feels small and mysterious, but then something terrifying starts to happen. People begin to isolate themselves. They stop going outside, stop talking to people, stop connecting. And some of them literally disappear. And what's left behind are these black stains on walls. Like their existence itself was erased. The world slowly becomes quieter in real life. Emptier, more disconnected. And the horror of the movie isn't the ghost that's haunting these websites. It's the loneliness and what technology is doing to us. This is the second thing Pulse made me realize. A lot of us use technology to escape life instead of actually living it. And trust me, I'm guilty of this too. I'm not perfect. Sometimes it's easier to stay inside, scrolling, doom scrolling, than actually dealing with reality. Okay, I think we use technology as escapism because sometimes it's easier to watch other people's lives than to live life yourself. And the movie captures that perfectly. The people in Pulse become trapped inside their apartments. Not physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, they become consumed by isolation. And the scary part is that the isolation feels comfortable at first. That's what makes it dangerous, because loneliness doesn't always look painful at first. Sometimes it looks convenient. You tell yourself, I'm just tired. I don't feel like hanging up, or I don't feel like hanging out. I don't feel like going out. I'll hit up people later. I'll call this person back later, or I like being by myself because I don't trust anybody. But over time, you slowly disconnect from the world. And I felt that happen in my own life. I've had moments when I spent so much time online, working, scrolling, watching content, that real life started to feel distant. Like I was observing life instead of participating in it. And that's exactly what happens in Pulse. The characters aren't really living anymore. They're fading. And the thing about what technology is doing to us is that it was a tool that was designed to bring us closer together. I still remember a time before Facebook existed. Okay, it was MySpace, Bebo, all these other websites that my mom wouldn't let me go on, all these other social media platforms. But now technology feels like it's disconnecting us more. I walk around outside and I see everybody on their phones. I walk around outside and I see everyone on their laptops or so indulged in their technology that they don't realize what's going on around them. I think part of the reason why time is moving so fast, especially as you get older, is because no one's living in the present. We're all living in the past and we're all living in the future, which is why so many people have anxiety living in the future and why so many people have depression living in the past. However, it's hard to be in the moment because we have this thing that's distracting us. It's like that guy from what's that movie? The movie where Brad Pitt and Edward Norton, not Pulp. I don't know why I keep thinking Fight Club. I don't know why I was thinking Pulp Fiction. Eventually, the things that you own you. And this phone, this thing, our laptops, my iPad that's sitting over there, we don't own them. They own us. And that's horrifying because we become slaves to technology. And to be honest with you, I love technology. I love it. And like I said, I'm guilty of this too. However, when does it end? When does it come to a point where we put the technology down and start living in the present? Instead of going out and meeting people and so on and so forth, now you have dating apps. Now you have all these meetup apps. Now you don't really meet people anymore. Everyone's afraid to talk to each other. So many people have social anxiety. So many people don't know how to talk to each other. It's because now we're living life on the internet. We're living life on social media. And that's what's scary. And that's what this movie really showed. And this is the biggest thing the movie helped me realize, is that we lost presence. Not completely, but enough to feel it. There's a scene in Pulse where characters are technically connected through technology, but emotionally, they're completely alone. And honestly, that sometimes feels like modern life. You can sit in a room with 5 people and everybody's on their phones. You can post something online and get hundreds of likes and still feel unseen. Because those same people, those same 100 people who liked your post will never text you or barely call you. You can talk to people all day and still feel emotionally disconnected. That's what technology has done to us, and that's terrifying. And I think that's why this movie hit me so hard. Because Pulse understands something that most horror movies don't. The fear of disappearing emotionally. Not physically, spiritually, but the feeling that modern life is slowly turning human beings into ghosts, always online, always visible, but never truly present. And honestly, this movie made me confront something about myself. There are moments where I genuinely feel disconnected from this world. Not because I hate technology. Like I said, I love technology. I love movies, games, the internet, art. Jesus, I'm on social media just as much as the next guy, you know? But sometimes I miss when people felt more present and more real and more authentic. I miss when boredom existed. I miss when people weren't constantly performing for each other online. I miss when moments weren't content, but you can actually enjoy it and be in it. And maybe that sounds dramatic, but I think a lot of people secretly feel this way. That something important got lost along the way. And that's why Post disturbed me so much. Because beneath the ghost, beneath the horror, beneath the creepy imagery, it's really asking one terrifying question. What happens when human beings stop truly connecting with each other? Not digitally, not artificially, but genuinely. And maybe that's why this movie still feels more relevant now than it feels more relevant now than it was released back then. Because the very thing that was supposed to connect us might be actually making us feel more alone than ever. And maybe the goal isn't rejecting technology or completely cutting it out of our lives. Maybe it's remembering that screens can't replace presence, that convenience can't replace connection, and that being connected is not the same thing as being close. Because if we're not careful, we might all slowly become ghosts to each other. And honestly, that's scarier than anything in this movie. Thank you guys for watching this video. And please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time.